Buenos dias, friends. Today we are going to talk about something that is highly controversial, and it is human growth hormone. Here I have some HGH in a needle that my doctor has already made for me. Looks like some of it has came out, but he's already made this for me, and he gave me a needle that he gave me multiple needles that had human growth hormone in it, already made up, and I was to use this every day at 12 p.m. for, so far it's been, we're approaching our first week of stimulation, so I'm about day 6 or 7, and I'm going to tell you the side effects for this have been minimal. They've been much less than the Centrotide that I've used and the Perjuvarius, which I've also used, and I will put more information about those down in the description because I've done videos on both Centrotide and Perjuvarius. So let's talk a little bit about it. Human growth hormone is controversial, especially in the United States. As you might have figured out, I am in Mexico. Today is Dia de Muertos, that's why I have this on my head. But I'm in Mexico for my IVF treatment, and over here it's used a lot more than it is in America. It got a bad rap because men were using it to create testosterone, and therefore it was banned. But there's a bunch of benefits for it, especially for women with decreased ovarian reserve, DOR, and advanced maternal age, in oocyte development and stimulation. So one thing that I found out that was pretty interesting, it is made from human cadavers. It is actually extracted from dead people, and that is how we get it, which is kind of gross, but also kind of interesting, especially with today being the Day of the Dead. For side effects for women that take it not long term, at least a month, you can expect to receive weight loss, especially stubborn belly fat and cellulite, improved mood, and increased energy. Those are all good things, sounds like to me. Also, it will stop your hair from going gray, which is also pretty cool. HGH is vital in the growth of human hair, and old age is associated with hair going gray and thin due to low levels of HGH. So it would stand to reason that if you increase your HGH, that your hair would stop going gray and it would stop thinning, which is also very interesting. Will HGH make me look younger? The evidence is steadily growing. In a 2013 study that was published, it showed a rational link between HGH, reduced wrinkles, and younger looking skin. All this sounds fabulous. Let's talk about the risks. HGH can increase carpal tunnel syndrome, and I have noticed for me, I do often have joint issues. I go to acupuncture for that, but I have noticed some joint inflammation. I don't know if it's due to this. It also increases insulin resistance, the risk of type 2 diabetes, swelling in the arms and legs. Like I said, my joint issues come from swelling, and so I don't think this is helping any. Joint and muscle pain. And for men, if you take it, it can enlarge your breast tissue. You don't want man boobs. Also, it increases the risk of certain cancers. If your doctor finds cysts in your ovaries, he is going to be hesitant to give it to you. Although my doctor found cysts in my ovaries, and he decided that as long as they had already been proven to not be cancerous, we're gonna take the risk. So that's where we're at. So in IVF, growth hormone has been used as an adjunct fertility treatment for over 25 years, mostly for women who have poor response to ovarian stimulation. It increases the response to ovarian stimulation. It actually increases the sensitivity of ovaries to gonadotropin stimulation and enhances follicular development. You guys know that's your eggs. Growth hormone also enhances aromatase activity, thus increasing the conversion of androgen to oestrogens in females. So let's talk about researches. Research studies have shown that the administration of HGH given as an adjunct to ovarian stimulation, that means as an add-on, enhances follicular response in older women and those with decreased ovarian reserve and can help optimize egg quality. So you want more eggs and better eggs, you can use growth hormone. So let's talk about how long you should use growth hormone. Most studies suggest that you should use growth hormone ahead of your stems, about a month ahead of your stems for maximum effect. I started using mine on the day 1 of stimulation as prescribed by my doctor, but most doctors recommend using it more than that. Now, I happened to be in America before I came over here, and they frown upon using it, so I could only use it on day 1 and each day after. So we'll see how that does. Adding growth hormone in the months prior to stimulation, as well as during the stimulation phase, may improve IVF outcomes by increasing the numbers of intrafollicles that are recruited in the months prior to the stimulation cycle, and may ultimately improve the response to gonadotropin stimulation. So let's talk about how much it costs. It's expensive. It's way less expensive over here than it is in America. Like I said, it's not illegal in America. They still prescribe it for little kids that have problems growing, and they prescribe it for some people with cancer, but they don't prescribe it for off-label use, and this is technically off-label use. So Google says that you can expect to pay $1,000 to $5,000 a month for injectable HGH from a legitimate company. Depends on size and potency, of course. You may pay less with internet or out-of-country purchases, but you should be wary of deals that are too good to be true. If you're buying it on the internet, you have no idea what you're injecting inside of you. Make sure you're getting it from a doctor. Drew, how much do we pay? Okay, so he doesn't know, he's shrugging his shoulders. We paid $1,200 for the week of HGH and 5 days of Protovarius, which is an LH and FSH, recombinant LH and FSH. So we paid $1,200 for our first week of HGH and stimulation medication over here in Mexico, which is considerably less than what Google says it should cost. So with 6 months, 3 to 6 months, they say the benefits are most fully noticed. So most doctors want you to take it for as long as possible, but if you just start at the beginning of stems, that's better than nothing. And if you are somebody that has PCOS, if you're under probably 36 years old, if you have a high intrafollicle count, you're probably not going to get HGH. This is something that is for older women that have low ovarian response and that are basically trying everything they can at the end. It is not something that should be used probably on your first round of IVF unless you are a part of you meet the Bologna criteria, which is those things I just said earlier, which were above 36 years old, decreased ovarian response, low intrafollicle count, or already had IVF and didn't work. If you are one of those things, you may get HGH. So it's easy peasy. It's already mixed up. You don't have to do anything. Just insert it in your stomach. As I've said a million times on all my other videos, which you can see linked down in the description, you must clean your skin first. We're going over here. You can see my fat bloated stomach. It does cause bloating. This is where, look at that. That's from earlier today. We'll go over here. It does cause bloating, but I haven't seen very many side effects of it. Honestly, as what we've read, most of the side effects are supposed to be good. So I'm just going to push it in. Oh, here. Clean your skin first. As I've said in my other videos, your skin has MRSA and bacteria on it. So that spot right there hurts. Why does it hurt? It has a nerve in it, and I don't want to hit myself where there's a nerve, so I'm going to go somewhere else. Let's move over here. Much better. All right, so we're going to push this in slowly. This has been in the refrigerator, and sometimes when it's been in the refrigerator, it kind of wants to stick, but just keep pushing. Until the plunger won't go in any further. There you go. And when you're done, take your caps off your needles, put them in a bottle. Don't just throw them away. Please have safe disposal of your needles. Put them in a bottle with a lid on it, and once you've filled up your bottle or you're done with your needles, put that bottle in the trash. Don't put it in the recycling, put it in the trash. Or maybe your doctor may have gave you a sharps disposal container. That's even better. Okay guys, so that's it. It's pretty easy. That's all I know about HGH. I will say it's one of the less, even though it's more controversial, it's one of the less side effect medications I've had so far. So I'll let you know how my stimulation is going and how our IVF procedure goes as we finish up. Like we said, we're approaching week 1, and we'll see our doctor in a couple of days. So please let me know if you're using HGH down in the comments and how it's working for you. Have you had any side effects? Did you like it? Did it make you have increased mood? Or did it make you sad because of all the other medications that you were taking and it made your hormones go into overdrive? So anyway, have a great day if you're in Mexico. Have a beautiful Dia de Muertos, and if you're not in the rest of the world, have much baby dust to you. Good night.